confidence and, the like kind of being like masculine, thinking that it's kind of like this turn off, but people talk about it. So what's your viewpoint on this?
Well, so I personally love when a woman is sexually confident. I don't so much appreciate when she gets into like super masculine mode,
Or
but
bossy.
or bossy. But the thing is, they're really two different things. You can be sexually confident without being masculine. So what do we mean by sexually confident? Well, the fact that she talks about sex, that she brings it up, that she's shows that she's actually interested in wanting or having sex. All of those things that we talked about when we said tease him, those little kind of flirty things. If she actually does those are examples of being sexually confident. I mean, if she puts on a really hot pair of panties and then has them sticking out of her pants and she walks by you and makes sure that you see it, that's her being sexually confident. It doesn't mean that she has to come over and grab you, throw you down on the bed, rip your pants off, and go straight for your cock. That's not necessarily what we mean by sexually confident, right? We just mean that she is a sexual being. She owns the fact that she's a sexual being, and she shows you that she's a sexual being.
Yeah, and so it can show up as two things, right? The first thing is to tell him what you want sexually. So be specific, and it's okay if you like turning red or like feeling embarrassed. Don't get too childish with it, but just like be okay with asking for what you want and tell him what you want him to do to you. That's really, really hot, right? And you could also tell him what you want to do to him. This is great banter. This is a fantastic thing to do over text, over a voice message, or even, while having dinner, because you know what dessert's gonna be. And so also it's about asking for what you want. And this is really important. This is what being sexually confident means that you are in touch with your pleasure and that you ask for it. And whether it's like, I need to slow down, give me a little bit more foreplay, or I want you to touch my entire body. Oh, honey, this feels so good. I could take this for a little bit longer. Keep caressing me. Oh, slower. Oh, that's it. I love it. Just like that. Keep going. This is being sexually confident and being very specific. And it's not that hard, right? So ask for what you want. Guide him in positive way. Appreciate when he does it. And you're going to keep this energy going. And I think it's also very important for all of the women listening today to know your body. To be sexually confident, have to know what you like and how your body operates. And you cannot just leave it to the other person to figure it out. And let me tell you something, like, I know my body, Kevin knows my body very well, but the other day I was working with a client of mine and I was like, I wanted to teach her how to have cervical orgasm. And I was like, I want to like really explore that again on my own, just to really understand the process, to break it down for her. So I told Kevin, I'm going to be in the bedroom, don't bother me for an hour, then you can come and maybe I'll be in the mood for sex. And I'm going to be masturbating and exploring. And in doing that, I was exploring the inside of my vagina, feeling where my cervix was, how I was reacting to things. And even though, I've been doing this for like just about 2 decades now. I already know a lot of things. I still discovered new things about my body. And then when Kevin came upstairs, I was already ready. All we had to do was to insert him inside me and we had great sex, but I started to feel things differently. And since then, we even able to feel when he's touching my cervix with his penis, when like with the positions that stimulated. So what I'm trying to share with you is that just because I took the time to explore my body, I was able to guide him even better, and it took our sex to even another level.
That's awesome. And I just want to kind of pinpoint on something that Celine's talking about so that if you're watching this right now, you can kind of go back later and kind of rewatch this and take a look at what Celine was doing there when she was talking about being sexually confident and talking about what she wanted and being in that kind of playful state, right? You don't have to be Celine, right, in the bedroom. You can be you, but there's a big difference between like connecting to this playful state, this playful place that you're in, and having fun with it and enjoying it and talking about it. And it's, it's this dance, it's this play, it's this, thing that you're doing with this guy, as opposed to kind of this thing where you've got this checklist and you're trying to get him to do this thing, and he's not doing it, and so you're mad about it, and you told him once and you told him twice, and he's still not doing it right. It's a totally different experience, not only for you but also for the guy that you're with. And so if you want to do that, one of the things that I suggest is that I suggest you spend more time kind of just, exploring these ideas of playfulness and connection, and asking for what you want, and all of those kinds of things. And one of the ways that you can do it is by going and checking out some more of Celine's work, watching some more of her videos, listening to her podcast, listening to the way that she's talking about things. Get kind of try to feel some of that energy that she has, and kind of pull in some of that energy for yourself, and feel where it is for you when you're being playful, when you're being connected, when you're having fun, right? And you're doing that with your guy. And even if, things don't go exactly the way that you wanted them to and how you expected them to, staying in that state, staying connected, and staying in play, and staying in fun, right? Because like what we talk about, love is playful and fun. It's not serious. It's not expectations. It's not force. It's not control. It's not manipulation. It's connection. It's growing through each other. It's this playful dance that you guys are having together. That's sometimes wild. Sometimes it's all over the place. Sometimes it's completely unexpected. And that's where you want to be, because that's power, right? That's where you have more control. And you think about it and you're like, oh, but if he's not doing exactly what I want, am I really in control? And it's like, you're far more likely to be in control, because you're not trying to make it through force. You're not trying to get him to, do something by force. And so he's more likely to meet you in this dance and want to play with you. And so, yeah. Was there anything else you guys wanted to say about that?
Well, I think you pretty much nailed it. I mean, what you were describing really is the difference between power versus force, right? And
Right.
many of you have probably read the book, or maybe you haven't, but the idea of having the power to let something happen or guide something in a direction versus trying to force it to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.